Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor, and it happened again. For the second war in a row, we have matched an alliance almost 400 rating below us. Why? We don't know why. Who knows? I don't know. It just happened. We're against Avenge the Revenge, which is a Platinum 3 alliance. And after we beat them this war, they were a Platinum 4 alliance. I genuinely don't know what to say. I want to make war videos, and I want close wars. I would rather face GT40 and lose than get a match like this and win. Genuinely, I would rather do that. It's just stupid. Why are we getting these matchups? At this point, we were like 20th in the world, and we faced someone that is 100 rating points out of the top 100. They're probably around 150th. They should not be facing us. It doesn't make sense. The matchmaking is broken. But I have the same team as last war. I have Doom, Warlock, White Magneto. And again, I'm using White Magneto for my own fights for one of them. And then I actually was supposed to put White Magneto on 2 more fights. And they didn't wait for me to wake up. They just took down both of the fights while I was asleep. We didn't die to either fight, so I assumed that they just got another White Magneto pre-fight, or assumed they didn't need it and just soloed it anyways. So it didn't end up mattering. But yeah, I was supposed to put in my last 2 White Magneto pre-fights on 2 other fights, and that just didn't end up happening. Because like I said, I was asleep when they took those 2 fights down. And when I went to bed, I couldn't reach those fights. Due to mini bosses being in the way. But we have this Surfer on the first node, so this is going to be a little bit of a more annoying fight, obviously, because your Incinerates are not going to be doing any damage. And we start off the fight by taking a heavy attack to the face, which I just love so much. He's also going to get like a bunch of these regen buffs. And there, I don't know why I didn't end that with a heavy. That was just stupid. I should have. But right here, I'm just going to bid out another heavy. And you'll see that this is healing him for 3,800 per second. So the healing is quite significant. And yeah, that's just super fun. I'm not worried about it. I mean, I know I'll out-damage it, and I can always nullify them. Plus that L3 did like 30% of his health. And then I saw myself getting nullified here, so I went to throw the L1. I threw it like 1 hit too late, through the L2. And then here I pretty much just want to get back to an L2 before my Fury expires, and then he will just die. And that works. And then there we go. He is dead. So 1 minute fight. Pretty happy with that. We'll go on to our next fight, which is another Warlock fight. I think I use the same attackers for the same fights, because I'm... Oh no, I was on path 3 last war, section 1, but it doesn't matter. I've taken this path a few times this season, and I was healing up Doom there because I wanted to get this fight and the next fight done in one special 1 boost. You'll notice I use 200% tech and 12% mystic. That's because on my fights with Doom, I don't want power back from my L2 or L3, and I don't really want to like do double tech boosts. For Warlock. But yeah, you'll see we start that Warlock fight off by taking a heavy attack to the face. So we start both of the first two fights the exact same way, which is super fun. And they actually, when they quote-unquote buffed this node, they actually made it like buffed as in like made it harder. They actually made it way easier. So it's literally a joke. And then here I wasn't sure if she was going to dash in, so I just did an extra dash back to get that L2 intercept, and that worked out pretty well. And now we'll go on to the same Manthing fight that I did so perfectly last war, and I ended with almost full health. And this is how you fuck that fight up massively. I make every mistake you can make, and I still win the fight. Pretty much the only difference, the one and only difference between this fight and the time I died to this fight in War 2 this season, the only difference is that I don't eat an L3. That's the only difference, pretty much. I eat a heavy attack there. And then here, I have a chance to throw my L2, but I don't. I threw a heavy for some reason. And after I threw that heavy, I was like, oh, fuck. I'm at a special 3. Which is not what you're supposed to do in this fight. You're supposed to rotate. You're supposed to go back and forth between L2 and L1, whichever makes more sense at the time. So what I did is I just did very, very slow combos there to make sure that I don't leave him at an L3 after I miss. He gets his poison on me. I go to counter the L2, which he throws instantly, by the way, which is just incredible. And due to my armor break immunity, I actually get to heal a lot less than I normally would when fighting against Manthing. Now, the rest of the fight's going to go really smooth. I prevent him from throwing another special attack. So at this point, it's pretty much just don't get to your L3 again. And you're going to rinse him. Luckily, because this is unduped Manthing, we don't have to deal with his fury or anything. And this L2 is actually going to kill him, which is really nice. But that just got way too sketchy. And it all started with me, for some reason, getting to L3. Because I'm an idiot. And this fight right here, this red goblin, I don't even remember who it was originally signed to. But it was like, it was a weird choice. I was like, really? Oh, it was Diablo. This red goblin was assigned to a Diablo, and I was so confused. Because you don't want to run suicides here, because there's a heal block passive. I don't really know what the strategy would have been with Diablo. It's just, it would have been a janky, weird, really long fight that you can't parry heavy in, like, the whole fight. I mean, like, you could part of the fight. I meant you couldn't do it the whole fight, which is normally what you want to do with Diablo. So I just said, just let me take it with Doom. That's what I said. And they're like, oh, okay. So right here, Red Goblin's being a little bitch, and he was not letting me... he was not letting me get an opening there. So there I'm going to hit him with that heavy attack. And now that I'm giving him a decent amount of power, because my combos medium, light, heavy attack give him a lot of power... that's pretty much all I want to do at this point, is just continue baiting L1s and throwing L2s, because I don't want to take away his power. I want him to have as many specials as possible so that I can get free openings without taking a shit ton of block damage. But I know that obviously he's Incinerate immune, so the Incinerates aren't doing a lot of damage, or they're not doing any damage because they don't apply. But the point of it was to give him power and just deal the little bit of damage that I can get out of them. So once again, right here, I'm going to throw my L2, and I think this actually kills. Yeah, it does. Okay, so we end with 87%. Obviously, the beginning was a little bit sketchier, as I lost like 95% of the health I lose in the entire fight in the first 15 seconds. And then here, I just had to wait for the guy to clear his 2 fights, because I wanted to clear Abomination and my next fight on 1 special 1 boost. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is Immortal Abomination on Rich Get Richer, a defender that gains no buffs on Rich Get Richer. This is Platinum 3 defense, so what should I really expect? And this is just like the world's easiest fight. You'll notice I didn't even bother to heal Warlock. I was just like, meh, whatever. I was actually able to take all of my fights in 1 boosting session in this war, which was nice because I did not have any minis on the boss island. For some reason, he just randomly threw that while I was blocking. I don't know why. I was like blocking and then he just threw his L1. He seems to do that quite often. Immortal Abomination seems to do that quite often, but here I threw an L3. Actually just pretty good damage, and I do get 6% health back, but of course that was lowered by the Petrify. And at this point I'm just waiting. 1 more combo is going to kill him, or rather my L2 out of that combo. So there we go. Pretty quick fight, and I actually gained health in that fight. And now we're going up to my last fight, which is, for some reason, Sigil Witch on defense. not a defensive champion. But she's on defense. So I know that Sigil Witch does not really deal with taking combos to the face very well. She's very much a glass cannon. So all I want to do here is just parry heavy. For some reason, she randomly throws that L1, but that's fine. And in this moment, I'm just trying to get her to her L2. So I'm going to wait for that buff to expire on me. Unfortunately, this person was running really low MD. I think it was like level 2 or level 3 even. So they did not quite get to an L2, so I just did a few hits into a heavy. But just getting to an L3, I've already done a third of her health. That L3 takes her down to half health. And she dead. I threw the L1 early because the buffs gave me power. And yeah, dead. Actually, sorry, it wasn't the buffs giving me power. It was Rich Get Richer. And we won this war 6 to 125. Last war was 5 to 105, so this one's actually worse. But like I said last time, there's nothing we can do to prevent matchups like this. Literally any alliance in the range of like 3,000 to 3,100, 3,200 can get these matchups. We're just unlucky to have got them twice in a row. It just looks bad. They also had 149 diversity. I only noticed that just right now. But yeah, not the best war by us. Obviously, we didn't put up a very good death count. 6 is not very good. But, you know, it didn't really matter for this war. But next war, we actually have a real matchup. We face our first Masters Alliance of the season, which is HC Ma. So hopefully we have a good war there. But yeah, this just... I said the exact same thing last war. Wars like this just don't feel good. There's nothing we can do about it. We just have to pray. And I wish I had taken a screenshot of what I said prior to the matchmaking for War 6 ended. I said, I swear to God, Kabam, if you give us this stupid matchups 3 times in a row, I'm gonna... And then I just left it there. I didn't actually say anything. But I said that 2 minutes before the matchup starts because I really just wanted to see anything other than my loss number as -60 because that's what indicates that you have an insane matchup like this one. And it wasn't. It was -20 plus 42, which gave us HC Ma, which is exactly what I wanted to see. Actually, I wanted to see GT40. But we are actually in 3rd place because the alliances in 1st and 2nd matched, which means that when GT40, who was in number 1, beat them, they got kicked out of top 3, and we were in 4th before this war. We are now in 3rd place, making the top 3 GT40, XK9, and then us. So obviously we need to still prove ourselves in the next war and the back half of the season, prove that we deserve top 3 because so far we do not. We have been given top 3 for free, while other alliances have had worse records than us because they have harder matchups, and that is the only reason they are below us. So we are now 5-0 on the season. Our death total is at 1 still, just that one Man-Thing fight. My PSR is at 31 out of 32, which is 97%. And my Deathless streak is up to 23 fights. So that is going to be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next war, aka the first actual competitive war of the season. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.